Hello and welcome. This is going to be a playthrough of The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. I've played a bit of this, but never all the way through to the end, so some of this is going to be unscripted reaction, but also a few rants and ideas I was going to go through.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Okay, so
Must break your heart, huh? Being so close to the water, knowing you'll never get to swim again. You know, sometimes when they let us in the yard, you can hear the sounds from the lake, the boats, the gulls. So close. No, you'll never get to swim again, Argonian. But don't worry, you'll be dead soon enough. That's right. You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that.
okay. For reasons.
Door behind us.
So, kind of notice that the wall kind of just blends straight into the ceiling, which I'm not sure they'd really be able to do.
The messenger only said they were attacked.
They're dead. I know it.
My job right now is to get you to safety. What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside. Over by the window. Stay out of the way and you won't get hurt. Now,
No sign of
stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you. Let me see your face. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
What's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Wait, yeah, secret escape routes were a thing. Who are you?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
Yeah, I'm perfectly willing to believe that like, the average citizen might not know who the Emperor is, might have heard his name, but, not have seen him. Probably would know who, the immediate lord or ruler is, but not necessarily who's up the chain a ways. Why am I in jail?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
I go my own way.
So do we all. But what path can be avoided whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
Please, sire, we must keep moving. Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Looks like this is your
Don't
lucky
try
day.
it. I'm
Stay
watching
out of
you.
our way.
Nothing to say, Dunmer? Yeah, I don't really have an issue with the Imperial City having a dungeon like this. As you're supposed to, I suspect this is probably still the case in the medieval, in the Roman period, which is Imperials are approximately Roman. Whereby you're supposed to keep a person in the manner to which they are accustomed, and I imagine that a large city like the Imperial City would probably have enough common criminals who are awaiting trial, that it would be worthwhile to have a space to temporarily house them. This would be appropriate for common citizens. Yeah, but that's all I got to say for here. And now me doing things which the game hasn't told me to do yet.
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
Hi.
What's the matter? Getting down!
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now. Captain Reno, she's dead. Sorry, sire, but we have to keep moving.
How could they be waiting for us here? Don't worry. They won't be the first. Just to underestimate the blades. I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Why wouldn't you trust me? I really don't know why you wouldn't trust me right now. That not kind of picking up that. All right. Alright. And so talking about this, I really don't particularly like the lock-picking minigame here. Honestly, a bit too finicky. But, okay, so I'm going to talk about why exactly I chose an Argonian. And so this has to do with so something I heard about with this particular the main events of this game, the Oblivion crisis. And so what exactly happens is, like, these Oblivion gates open all through the Empire. Oh yeah, spoiler warning, not that it matters because this is an ancient game. But, so one of the things that happened was that the Argonian, generally caused chaos, like the Theodore caused chaos anywhere where the gates opened, with one exception. That was the Black Marsh, because they had apparently had prophetic warning about the coming crisis, and as such, they actually were prepared. They had gathered armies. And when the gates opened up, they not only repelled the initial invasion, they actually started making forays into Oblivion, as I understand. And even to the extent of, according to one thing I read, they were actually looking at planting hist trees in Oblivion, so pretty much moving in. Apparently made such a nuisance of themselves that the generals in charge actually just voluntarily closed the Oblivion gates. It's in the Black Marsh. And so I thought it would be funny if they were thinking that they get the bad news about the Black Marsh, like, oh, things are so bad in the Black Marsh that we're having to actually completely shut things down so we stop being invaded and concentrate in other places. You know, we'll come back to the Black Marsh later once we've finished conquering the world. Only for them to then find they're also having issues in the Heartlands. At the hands of, oh yes, an Argonian. Yeah, they're around. Dang it. Dang it. I mean, aside from that, I also... Dang it. There we go. I mean, aside from that, I also just kind of like the Argonians. They have a unique history in the world, and then also like a unique look as well. So generally kind of like something interesting to me about species where their gender expression is not obvious to outsiders, and there's apparently a lot of phenotypic variation in Argonians. I think I've heard something about there being like ones that are actually quadrupedal and almost indistinguishable from lizards. I'm not entirely certain what this space is we're heading through right now. I know there's a thing where cities have a tendency to build up sediment and other stuff, just building up, and so they end up possibly burying older layers of the city. I don't know what the interesting. Wonder where these holes are. I'm not sure what Roman sewers actually looked like. Or medieval sewers. I'm not actually sure that medieval sewers even were a thing. I mean, there are some cities that were built up from Roman cities, and they would have still had they would have still had the Roman sewers. But I don't know how well maintained they were, and I don't think that Roman sewers would have been like, rough cut out of rock. Yeah, also, like, I remember there are groups in, the Elder Scrolls series which I like Khajiit for a lot of the same reasons as the Argonians. You know, unique history, different look. Such. There's just one thing that I don't like as well about later games that I preferred about Morrowind. Which may be kind of unusual in this respect, but I did actually like the fact that in Morrowind, like the Khajiit and the Argonians could not use boots. That I found to be an interesting different thing, and also I think closed-faced helmets they also could not use because, well, they aren't shaped the same, but it looks like in this game it's all the same, so it's not as interesting. The Dunmer I also find to be interesting for similar reasons. They've got a unique history and their own religion. And though I recognize the fact that they have some problematic elements like the rampant racism and slavery, you know, minor issues like those. Where'd this guy get a bear pelt? Yes, I'm going to... Maybe a lot of the human subsets are just kind of boring to me. I mean, Nords are interesting because, like, hey, you've got that I mean, Vikings. What's not interesting about that? Imperials are also kind of interesting because they're basically the Romans, but they're also kind of boring in comparison. Orcs are interesting because, you know, just playing raw barbarians with power is interesting. They can see me. But doesn't matter, they're dead. Ooh, hey, food in a sewer, or dungeon, or whatever this is. Cave system, that's definitely gonna be good. But, yeah, like the rest of the humans, like the Red Guards, particularly, I'm not sure why it is, particularly the Bretons are particularly uninteresting to me. Ultima are also kind of uninteresting, because it's like, okay, consummate mages, and they think they're better than other people. It's kind of like, that's not really something I particularly like in... let's see, other peoples. Bosmer are interesting, because, I mean, aside from the sneaky forest elves, that's basically what they are, but they've also got the interesting relationship with nature, which have original take of seeing like, hey, we're going to, instead of going with the like, oh, don't eat animals because they're part of nature. It's like the, oh no, don't eat plants because they're the ones with whom they have to deal. That's an interesting thing to me. I mean, there are some, let's see, less common races. I mean, Chime are interesting because they're the ancestors of the... Well, the Dunmer used to be Chimer, but you know, something happened. There are a couple of other species which are beyond the not on Tamriel. They're on more in the Akavir area. Specifically the Kapotun, who are they are lion people, I guess. So more like big cats as opposed to small cats, but I'm not really sure, like, okay, what exactly is their relation to the Khajiit, if anything. There's also a relation of lizard people. They're the Saitsi. They're snake people, but they're not Aragonians, because the Aragonians have their own history of how they came to be, so that's interesting, I think. Okay.
We should find a defensible spot and protect the Emperor until help arrives.
Help? What makes you think help will get here before more of those bastards? We need to
Here
get
they
the
come
Emperor out of
again!
here. For the Emperor!
Okay, so this is a space I'm really
Think
not
that was all?
sure
Let me take a look around.
what exactly this is. It's...
Do you think she followed us? How could she?
Because, yeah, this looks... Looks like a space was intended to be, like, used, I mean, possibly buried, but then, of course, also there's these obvious... Yes, I mean, these obviously are... So this makes it looks like it was intended to be built well underground. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. And also there's kind of a thing of, like this portal, I don't feel like it's a very good, like structurally speaking. There's a thing where, like, domes and arches can actually be made more stable by putting a hole in the top, but that's a round hole. A square hole, I think, I mean, sure, the corners would be good at, like, pressure coming in from the corners would be good at distributing the pressure around it, but anything coming in from the sides, that would just collapse it. Well, not necessarily collapse it, but there's a lot of strain and just... I don't think this is a very good design.
Please, sire. We can't stay here. We have to go.
Not yet.
Damn it,
Let
it's
me
that
rest
prisoner
a
again.
moment longer.
Kill her. She might...
But why wouldn't you trust me?
be working with the assassins.
Why would you
No,
think that?
She is not one of them.
Are you sure?
She can help us.
Are
She
you sure?
must help us.
As you wish, sire.
Are you sure?
They cannot understand why I trust you. They've not seen what I've seen. How can I explain? Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
I don't think I would, because being an Argonian, I might actually believe in the Hist and not, like, you know, specifically worship the gods, though Probably acknowledge that they exist.
I've served the Nine all my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder which sign marked your birth. The signs I read show the end of my path. My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
What about me?
Your stars are not mine. Today the thief shall guide your steps on the road to destiny.
Aren't you afraid to die?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour. In this I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall.
Can you see my fate?
My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death.
Seems weirdly
But in your face I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness. With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied.
Where are we going?
I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me. You shall follow me yet for a while. Then we must part.
You may as well make yourself useful. Carry that torch and stick close.
The blades.
We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this. Although I admit, things are not going according to plan.
Uriel Septum?
My job is to make sure the Emperor gets out of here alive, and I intend to do it. Stick close and let us do our job.
Go back to wearing my normal stuff.
For the blade! The Emperor's in danger!
The Emperor's in danger!
As the Emperor proceeds to rush in to... Wait, am I supposed to... Oh, I'm supposed to go this way.
Watch
mean-
your back. Protect the Emperor!
I mean, you'll understand if I don't actually get involved, because I'm far too likely to, hit one of you. Hi. Oh.
Watch your back, boys.
Well, I'm very glad I didn't start attacking there, because I would have attacked the Emperor.
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look. Looks clear. Come on. We're almost through to the sewers. Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side. A trap!
What about that side passage back
Worth a try. Let's go.
This looks like a good spot to put myself.
It's a dead end. What's your call, sir?
I don't know. I don't see any good options here. They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life. Guard for the Emperor!
You know, I would just stand in that doorway and not let them through. Let me just stare at this wall for a bit.
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
What? Oh, hi! Oh, I can't do anything.
Stranger,
Oblivion take you.
you chose a bad...
Die, scum! No. Talos, save us.
Hi.
We failed. I failed. The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead. The amulet. Where's the Amulet of Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
The Emperor gave it to me.
Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The Amulet of Kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just jewelry. The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
I must take it to Joffrey.
Joffrey? He said that? Why?
There is another heir.
Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral.
Now, it just occurred to me, if, like, a ruler were that concerned about making sure they have heirs, they might want to just, like, have secret heirs, like, hidden around. Like, more sow some wild oats and, like, well, obviously keep track of them more or less. But, how do I get there?
First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers.
The sewers?
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced acrobat. Am I right?
No. Nightblade.
Really? I would never have guessed. Still, I don't think you'll have any trouble with rats and goblins.
After the sewers, what then?
You must get the amulet to Joffrey. Take no chances, but proceed to Waynon Priory immediately. Got it?
I understand.
Good. The Emperor's trust was well placed.
What about you? What will you do?
I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body, and make sure no one follows you. You'd better get moving. May Talos guide you. By the way, thanks for recovering Captain Renault's sword. I'll see that it is given a place of honor in the halls of the Blades.
Thanks. Not like I needed that or anything. Alright. Can I... Okay. Weapon. I guess I'll go with the steel short sword. So, one thing I was going to talk about is the pacing of this game. I mean, put rather simply, I don't particularly like it. Because the world here is deep and lends itself well to lots of exploration, but if you're taking it seriously and like actually immersing yourself in it, you can't really do that. Because more or less you're left with either ignoring it and doing the exploration. Yeah, doing the exploration while like ignoring the pressing matter of, oh right, you're just giving this quest by the Emperor just before he died to go deliver this amulet and find his, last remaining heir, the Empire. Otherwise, there'll be chaos. But, let me, like, wander around and do a bunch of other things. Things first. The sort of stuff that is normal for adventurers to do. And, an interesting, complex world kind of, like, demands if you're gonna get, and also, like, get what you can out of the game. So, I mean, you're left either, like, breaking your immersion by ignoring the main story and, like, not really taking it seriously, or, wait to do the side stuff until after the main plot, at which point you're, well, that is also kind of immersion breaking, because it, to me, kind of would feel like, you get elected to the high, leader of a country, and then after that you go and, let's see, apply to, like, a retail chain, and they actually start you out on as, like, a sales representative on the registers. It's like, that also doesn't seem terribly... That also kind of breaks immersion. Or, you could, just do the main quest and ignore everything else, which... kind of like, okay, that's... You're not getting all the content you could out of the game. Yeah, so... In that way, I do kind of prefer Morrowind to Oblivion, because there are several points in Morrowind at which you're just told, oh yeah, go out and just do stuff. It's but that is in service to the plotline, where you're actually really, like, supposed to establish a cover story, so that no one suspects that you're actually an Imperial agent. And I feel like they could have done that with Oblivion as well, by basically starting you out at an earlier point in the conspiracy. Yeah. Like, trying to uncover what exactly is going on, and you can still have the Emperor be murdered and the Oblivion gates open, but you just started out earlier. Then there is also another thing that I dislike about this is, and I'll demonstrate it. You can fast travel straight from any point to any point that you, well, have been to or know of. And so, I mean, that takes out a whole lot of, like, trying to find places. And sure, I mean, if you haven't been there already, you kind of have to walk there first, but there's a whole lot of adventuring to be done, like walking between points that don't have fast travel.
It is a privilege.
Have you ever bought a horse from Bongond?
I'm not much of a rider. I've heard others swear by his animals, though.
See you.
Take care. Evening. Welcome, good citizen. I'm Brother Piner, and this is Wayne Priory, a monastery. Can I help you?
How do I know anything about that? I haven't been to Anvil. Joffrey.
Oh, yes. He'll be in the Priory house somewhere.
Yes? Can I help you?
I must speak with Joffrey.
He's upstairs. Go ahead.
Thanks.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want?
The Emperor sent me to find you.
Emperor Uriel? Do you know something about his death?
He gave me the Amulet of Kings.
You brought me the Amulet of Kings? This cannot be. Let me see it. By the Nine! This is the Amulet of Kings. Who are you? How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death?
Tell the Emperor's last words.
As unlikely as your story sounds, I believe you. Only the strange destiny of Uriel Septim could have brought you to me carrying the Amulet of Kings.
Close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
His meaning is unclear to me as well. The Emperor seemed to perceive some threat from the demonic world of Oblivion. The Prince of Destruction, Mehrunes Dagon, is one of the Lords of Oblivion. But the mortal world is protected from the Daedra of Oblivion by magical barriers.
How can Oblivion threaten us, then?
I'm not sure. Only the Emperors truly understand the meaning behind the rituals of coronation. The Amulet of Kings is ancient. Saint Alicia herself received it from the gods. It is a holy relic of great power. When an emperor is crowned, he uses the amulet to light the dragon fires at the Temple of the One in the imperial city. With the emperor dead and no new heir crowned, the dragon fires in the temple will be dark, for the first time in centuries. It may be that the dragon fires protected us from a threat that only the emperor was aware of.
The Emperor asked me to find his son.
I am one of the few who know of his existence. Many years ago I served as captain of Uriel's bodyguards, the Blades. One night Uriel called me into his private chambers. A baby boy lay sleeping in a basket. Uriel told me to deliver him somewhere safe. He never told me anything else about the baby, but I knew it was his son. From time to time he would ask about the child's progress. Now it seems that this illegitimate son is the heir to the Septim throne, if he yet lives.
Where can I find Uriel's son?
His name is Martin. He serves Akatosh in the chapel in the city of Kvatch, south of here. You must go to Kvatch and find him at once. If the enemy is aware of his existence, as seems likely, he is in terrible danger. And please, let me know if there's anything you need. My resources here are limited, but I will help in any way I can.
Amulet of Kings.
It will be safest here with me. When you return with Martin, we will figure out our next move.
Boris.
One of the youngest Blades ever to serve in the Emperor's personal guard. I am glad to hear that he survived, but I fear he will take the Emperor's death particularly hard.
Dragonfires.
The coronation of each new emperor is sealed when he uses the Amulet of Kings to light the dragon fires in the Temple of the One. The dragon fires of Akatosh remain lit until the death of the emperor. His successor then lights them anew upon ascending to the throne. With Emperor Uriel dead and no successor crowned, the Temple of the One will be dark for the first time in centuries. He is a priest in the chapel of Akatosh in Kvatch. He never knew that he was Uriel Septim's son. You need to find him at once and bring him safely back here. The Daedra Prince of Destruction, an inveterate foe of all mortal races. He was involved with Jagar Tharn's plot against the Empire years ago. It doesn't surprise me to find his hand in the current calamity.
The Blades.
Yes, Boris told you right. I am the Grand Master of the Blades. We serve the Emperor and the Septim bloodline. Talos is our patron. You wonder to find me here? Discretion is our watchword. Only a few of us have the honor to serve publicly in the Imperial Guard.
Elder Council.
The Elder Council rules in the Emperor's absence by ancient tradition. Chancellor Akato heads the Elder Council and is the closest thing the Empire has to a leader right now. But the Blades answer only to the Emperor, of course. We are not an arm of the government.
Assistance.
I keep a few things here in my chest to resupply traveling Blades. Help yourself to whatever you need.
The Elder Scrolls tradition of getting caught up on things. Sorry? I kicked over your bowl of garlic. That's something which I do find kind of annoying about Oblivion, is that you... is that you can knock things over easily enough, but you can't actually, like, you know, put them back. Which, I mean, okay, that means that you can't, you know, steal stuff. Also, I'm kind of surprised that they, like, well, one, that they have a newspaper, two, that they'd already
Good to see you.
have published about the assassination, and they wouldn't have, like, you know, kept that quiet to reduce panic. Okay, so I'm going to go into, don't remember what this place is called. Anyway, this city, and join the Mages Guild so I can get some spells, because well, as I mentioned, I hate the lockpicking minigame, and would honestly rather just cast a spell to open up the chests and such. Though I think this might actually be where I'm going to call it. But for this one, yes, thanks for watching, doing your relevant things, YouTube's buttons, and have a nice day.